Friends, the Old Testament passage set for Christmas morning is Isaiah chapter 9, the first 7 verses, and it was written at a time of war and conflict in the life of the small kingdom of Judah, a little bit like the conflict that has unfolded in the Ukraine over the past year. The northern kingdom of Israel had formed an alliance with Syria, and they had attacked their compatriots, their cousins in the southern kingdom of Judah. And the kingdom of Judah in turn sought the help of the great Assyrian Empire, which to the prophet Isaiah was like doing a deal with the devil. But in the midst of this tension and war, the prophet Isaiah looks forward to a time when the darkness of war will be lifted and all the gear, the apparatus of war would be destroyed with the birth of a new king who would bring peace. It's a passage that captures some of the deepest longings of most human hearts, the longing for peace and security. But it also describes something of the human condition, at least as it has become. Much of humanity live with a sense of darkness, and that darkness often has its roots in the workings of our minds, minds darkened by ignorance or darkened by fear, minds darkened by self-centeredness and selfishness, by crooked thinking. But it was not always, this was not our original condition. If, as John says, God is love and God is light, then Genesis suggests that we were made in the image of light and in the image of love. But somehow this original brightness within us has been dimmed and darkened. The birth of Jesus represents the renewing of humanity. Here in Jesus is a human being in whom the brightness of God's image is no longer dimmed. Here is a human being whose mind has recovered its original brightness, free from fear, free from ignorance, free from selfishness and self-centeredness, free from crooked thinking. Here is a human being whose presence and very existence promises the healing of all humanity. For when one human being shines with the brightness of God's presence, the door is opened. The opportunity exists for others too to be opened to that light of God also. And so the passage from Isaiah contains this wonderful line, which reads as follows: the people walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of the shadow of death, a light has dawned. This is wonderful. This is the wonderful news of Christmas. The birth of Jesus represents a shaft of light shining into the collective heart and mind of humanity. A crack has appeared in our collective mind and a light has begun to shine, revealing that it doesn't have to be this way. Life can be different. Humanity can be different if only we would let the light in. Can we dare to open our hearts and minds to this Christmas light of Christ? Can we dare to allow the brightness of the mind of Christ, that mind that is at peace with God, to become our mind this Christmas? Amen.